There is a lot of project management tools out there. We have Notion, ClickUp, Asana, Trello, Monday.com. There are just so many different ones to choose from, and as a team, it can be very hard to pick the specific one that is best for you. So in this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 recommendations for the best project managers, and this is coming from somebody who has extensively used all of these tools and even created in-depth tutorials here on YouTube. Coming in at number 5 on the list is going to be Notion. Notion is a little bit of a wild card here because it is not strictly a project manager. Notion is more of an all-in-one workspace where you can use it to create notes, create databases, and manage tasks all in one place. The thing that really sets Notion apart from all of the other tools on this list is customizability. With Notion, you can really build out pages however you like, whether it's a simple database, a Kanban board, or a much more complex database with tags and filters. For example, if you are managing a project, you could create a database that tracks tasks, deadlines, team members, and even budget details, all within the same page. You can even link different pages together, so if you have a project page, you can link that directly to meeting notes or related calendars. So Notion is really best for people who want everything in the same space. The one downside to Notion, however, is that it has a pretty steep learning curve. I mean, in order to learn everything that you have to learn in Notion, you will have to go through a lot of YouTube tutorials to fully understand how this works. On top of this, Notion is not really built for huge teams, so overall, Notion is more for people who want everything in the same place and don't really mind spending a little bit of extra time learning how to use the software in full capacity. Moving on to number 4, we have Monday.com. Now, this is probably the most popular project management software out there, but this only makes number 4 on the list. Once again, the big draw to Monday.com is just how customizable it is. Now, it is definitely not as customizable as a tool like Notion, but when we are strictly talking about project managers, Monday.com is about as customizable as you can get. With Monday, you can set up different boards for each project, and then you can customize these boards with all sorts of columns, status updates, timelines, priority levels, budgets, you name it, you can do it with Monday. On top of this, Monday.com also has automations, which is an absolutely fantastic feature. With automations, you can create rules like when a task is marked as complete, move it into the done column, or send a notification when a task is due tomorrow. This is really a game changer, and it stops your team from having to go into the actual software and moving tasks around, and it just systemizes the whole process. That being said, the downside to Monday.com, and the reason it only makes the 4th on the list, is simply going to be the price. Whilst it starts out very competitively priced, as your team grows, the cost can really add up, especially if you want to access features like time tracking and the more advanced automations. The cost of Monday.com is pretty expensive. Coming in at number 3, I personally really love this tool, but because it's quite limited, it really can't go further up the list. This is going to be Trello. Trello is definitely the simplest to use and has the easiest learning curve of any of the project managers on this list because it's simply drag and drop. The whole idea of Trello is based on Kanban boards. You essentially have a board for each project, and on that board, you can create lists like to do, in progress, and done. You simply add cards for each task, and then as you work through them, you drag them from one category into another. Trello is another tool that has a very handy automation feature, and you can set up rules like when a card is moved to done, send me a Slack message telling me that that task is done. So Trello is really awesome for a solopreneur or if you have a super small team, but it just doesn't have the level of functionality that the other project managers have, which is why it is only number 3 on the list. Now, moving up to the big 2, the second on the list is going to be Asana. With Asana, it really strikes a nice balance between being easy to use and having the complex functionality that you need. With Asana, you can organize your work into list views, which is this view right here, or you can also switch over to Kanban if you do prefer this style of managing. The real magic on Asana though happens with dependencies. Essentially what dependencies are is they mean that you can't start tasks until other tasks are finished, which really helps make sure that everything stays on track. On top of this, the collaboration tools inside of Asana are absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can comment directly on tasks, you can mention teammates, you can attach files that teammates might need for projects, or you can even leave instructions functions right where the work is happening. So Asana is a fantastic choice, really for a team of any size. It's super easy and simple to use, yet has the advanced functionality that you really need from a project manager when you are working on larger scale projects. The free plan on Asana is pretty solid, but if you need things like advanced automations or more control over permissions, you will need to upgrade to the paid plan. With that being said though, I would honestly recommend starting with the free version, as just the free version can take you pretty far. Then finally, for the number one spot, the best project manager in my opinion is going to be ClickUp. ClickUp is the tool that I personally use, and I have been using ClickUp for around 2 years at this point. And with ClickUp, it's really like they took the best features from all of the other project management tools and rolled them into one. ClickUp really has absolutely everything. I'm talking task lists, Kanban boards, Gantt charts, timelines, docs, goals, everything built in, and it has some features that other tools don't even have. One of my favorites is the clips feature, where you can essentially use a built-in screen recorder to record your screen and voice. And this is really handy for recording SOPs that you are going to give to your team, or even going into a client's ad manager and breaking down how their ads are going. Or you can even open up the whiteboard function and you can plan out your project as a mind map. The customization on ClickUp is really on a level with Monday.com in just the amount of things that you can add into your project. On top of this, ClickUp has the best free plan of any of the project managers on this list, allowing you to get access to pretty much all of the core features for completely free. If you do need to upgrade for more storage or more advanced features, then the starter plan right here is going to cost you $7 per month, and the more advanced plan is only $12 per month. So overall, ClickUp is another tool that is super easy to learn and has the advanced functionalities in order to scale a big team. So that is my top 5 list of the best project managers. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.